Hey man, say man, this is the A-Man Show back at it again for more content. Alright, so the NBA season is literally a month away and more people are doing predictions on every team and player. Many people predict the Celtics going back-to-back, Luka Doncic getting his first ring, Wemby making first team All-NBA in his second year, and so on and so forth. But I want to make my own prediction, and maybe it's not just a prediction, but a team preview, and that is the Houston Rockets. Now, Houston, ever since Harden left, have been a bottom feeder in the West, but the front office has done a great job at getting assets in the Harden trade and even in the Westbrook trade. With the picks they selected over the years and the young talent they developed, the Rockets are poised to break out this upcoming season, and in this video, I'm finna explain why. But first, make sure you all subscribe. I post NBA content, turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss anything new from me. Anyways, stay tuned and enjoy the vid. As I said, the Rockets started their rebuild by getting rid of James Harden and taking for the remainder of the 21 season. The Rockets had a worst record in the NBA, but that rewarded them with the second overall pick, in which they selected Jalen Green. Later in the draft, they will trade 2 of their future first round picks to OKC in exchange for the 16th overall pick, in which they will select Alfarouin Sengun. Green will be ranked 4th in Rookie of the Year voting, and Sengun will have a pretty good rookie season. Kevin Porter Jr. was at times very inconsistent, but he was lights out from shooting from 3. You can tell from that year, these guys have potential, most especially Jalen Green. In the second half of the 22 season, Jalen Green averaged 22 points, 3 rebounds, and assists on 48, 39, 76 shooting. Based on what I've seen from Jay Green, especially post All-Star break that year, he has shown the ability to score at will, as well as can create his own shot and size up defenders, and is a really good finisher too. Obviously, the Rockets were anus in 2022 and 23. The Rockets in 23 especially were widely recognized as a team that actually played like an AAU team. Despite Alfarouin Sengun improving significantly from 22 to 23, the Rockets were still the worst team in the league that year. I remember me and my friends went to a Rockets game in January of that year and were against the Wizards, and I kid you not, the Rockets had no offense that they could execute collectively. Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. are out there playing street ball, doing what they wanted on the court. Jabari Smith Jr., the 3rd overall pick of the 22 draft, was the most hated rookie in the NBA, and for good reason. The guy had no bag, no handle, couldn't shoot, and defensively he has some flashes to be a versatile defender, but obviously he was not consistent on both sides of the ball. And defensively as a team, the Rockets were the worst defense in the NBA. It was clear that Stephen Silas was not the guy for the team. And so in the 23 offseason, the Rockets front office replaced Stephen Silas, then none other than Ime Udoka, the same guy who in his first year as a head coach for the Celtics made a finals appearance. Udoka has proven in his track record that he's not some real NBA coach, but one of the best coaches in the league. In the same offseason, they signed Fred VanVleet, which was an overpaid deal to this day. But the Rockets gotta spend money somewhere. At least VanVleet is a very solid veteran point guard who can provide shooting, defense, and also playmaking for this roster. Despite those moves, the Rockets were scrutinized by signing Dillon Brooks, who was the worst player in the playoffs in 23, to a 4-year, $80 million contract, which will later be a good move later on. Last but not least, the Rockets selected Amen Thompson with the 5th overall pick, a guy that was projected to be a Scotty Barnes type of guy who can't shoot that well. And also, they drafted Cam Whitmore later in the 1st round that year. Me and many others thought that the Rockets could be a playoff team or at least make the play-in, even though they did not meet my expectations. At least they made a significant improvement last year, improving from 22 games in 23 to a 500 team, going 14-14 last season, including a 11-game winning streak in the very end of the regular season. They have improved defensively so much so that you can make an argument that they were a top 10 defense in the NBA in the regular season. All the guys, including the players such as Tyree Eason, Cam Whitmore, all these guys have shown to be a valuable contributors to a championship team potentially one day. Cam Whitmore is a guy who is instant offense, a guy who can be a sixth man of the year candidate one day. Tyree Eason has shown flashes to be a good 3-and-D guy. The addition of Dylan Brooks has been impactful for the Rockets. He had the most efficient year of his career, a guy that can spot up and shoot pretty well while giving you 11 points per game. And of course, he's an all defensive caliber type of guy. Jabari Smith Jr. has improved as well, becoming more of a competent offensive player who can now shoot from anywhere on a pretty good level. And on the defensive side, he is a guy that is versatile, can switch to any player on the court at his 6'10 frame. I can see Jabari Smith Jr., if he stays, at best a fringe all-star, two-way type of player. Amen Thompson, when talking about him, especially after the All-Star break, you can really see how good he can really be. He's great in transition alongside Jalen Green on the break, averaging a double-double on 55% shooting in the last 16 games of the regular season last season. It was great defensively. You got Fred VanVleet, who is a high-level point guard who can spread the floor, a really good playmaker and defender who, like I said, did get overpaid, but he's the guy that the Rockets need as far as veteran leadership. And then last but not least, the last two guys, Jalen Green and Alfaroon Sengun. For Jalen Green, the guy has shown to be a star, like I said, in the NBA, but his inconsistency is what I'm concerned with, and I'm expecting him to be a lot more consistent going into the upcoming season. Because of his inconsistency in the beginning of last season, he was close to getting traded before Ime Udoka took a chance on him for real, and it worked out at the end. The last 33 games, Jalen Green averaged 25 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 45% from the field, 37% from 3 on 9 attempts, and 81% from the free throw line. And also he has improved defensively as well. So Green has shown he can be a star level player. He just needs to be more consistent all over the season because he's going into his contract year and he has yet to make an All-Star appearance. This upcoming season is a big one for Jay Green. Now being a father, definitely needs to show up and make an All-Star appearance so he can get paid and also help make a playoff appearance since 2020. Last guy I'm going to mention is Alfaroon Sengun. Sengun, as y'all would say, is baby Jokic. He had a breakout season last year, was third in Most Improved Player Award, averaged 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 54% from the field and 69% from the free throw line. He is for sure one of the best post scorers in the game and arguably the second best passing center in the game behind, of course, Jokic. Sengun has improved every year substantially, and going into the season, I can really see him put himself among the top 3 centers in the game, and yes, over guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo, and even Domantas Sabonis. Sengun is extremely underrated, and I'm telling y'all right now, he will be more recognized once he takes another leap. And the latest addition to mention, such as the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, and Reed Shepherd. Based on what I've seen in the Summer League, he looked very promising. I mean, Devin Booker-esque promising. He is a guy that can shoot, can handle, play make, all you can name of. And it's looking like he can be a great role guy coming off the bench, a guy that can provide right away. I was thinking that the Rockets would take a guy like a Donovan Clingan, but we got so many big guys already, so getting a guard like Shepherd just makes the most sense as far as the fit goes. Any chance that Fred VanVleet leaves the Rockets, Reed Shepherd will graciously move up to the starting spot and does have upside to be a star level player for the Rockets for the next couple of years, so be on the lookout. Another guy I want to add is Steven Adams, another big guy off the bench that the Rockets can use as far as screens, rebounding, provide energy on defense, and at times playmaking. Another rival move the Rockets have made. With the roster that the Rockets have made, they really have a playoff caliber team. Led by Alfaroon Sengun, they have a multitude of guys who are 3-and-D and guys who can play make at a high level. Guys who can score and put the ball in the basket. That along with a deep bench and with the coaching of Ime Udoka, I expect the Rockets to win 50 or more games and make the 5th seed in the Western Conference, similar to what we've seen with the Orlando Magic, in which I've done a video about them a couple of weeks back. The Rockets are not really finals contenders, but a team that is ready to break out into a playoff contender. I think this team is better than the Grizzlies, better than Sacramento, better than the Lakers, better than the Pelicans. The only teams you can consider are better than the Rockets are the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Mavericks. Aside from them, the Rockets are certainly a playoff team in the Western Conference. Looking at this rebuild, it has honestly been a low-key success. They were able to regroup after the departure of James Harden, and they have a team that is only going to grow from here on out. You got your franchise players in Sengun and Green, along with other great complementary pieces that you can roll with for a long time, and plus the right coach. The Rockets are poised to be a consistent contender in the tough West for many years to come. This is only the beginning because I believe 2025 is a year that the Houston Rockets will break out and shock the league. So, thank y'all for watching this vid. What do y'all think? Are the Rockets a playoff contender? Let me know, and be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more NBA content in the future. Turn on post notifications, and that is all. Stay litty. This is the A-Man Show. Sign out.